This is your boy Graham Green, and we are back with another Graham Green GramCam extended edit, and this is a continuation of the previous vlog of our show getting canceled in New York. Yes, that happened. But before moving forward, my name is Graham Green. I'm a videographer, vlogger, DJ, and aspiring producer, bringing you the most lit and epic content from the underground rhythm and dubstep scene. I've been doing it since 2015, and since then, I've taken on my own journey going through this crazy world of DJing and producing and bringing you guys along for the ride. Welcome back, guys. So if you guys tuned into the last upload of the NYC Fuck Show Part 1, to give you guys a little recap of that previous video, just in case you didn't see it, we make it to the venue. The owner pretty much was drunk, belligerent, an asshole.
And I'm gonna smash your head against her head. I'm like Frank Sinatra,
to say the least, and pretty much told us that we weren't going to play. He was like, no DJs are playing tonight. Said some very offensive things to some ladies there that were my friends. It ended up in a mess. There was a fight, cops came, shut down. And not the kind of shutdown we like, honestly. So this is part 2. This is a continuation. I ended off the last vlog letting you guys know how many messages I got, and it was like 40 to 50 through Instagram, Facebook, text messages. So it's about to be 2 in the morning. We're in the car, about to go to our friend's Airbnb and just chill there because, you know, we didn't know what else to do with the night. And then Chris Evac Protocol gives Shivers a call and lets him know that, hey, we have a possible venue at this place called Rose Gold. Come through. We're gonna try to figure it out. So Jermaine looks at me, he's like, what do you want to do? At this point, I'm looking at all these messages that I just sent out. Like 15 messages saying, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll let you know if anything changes, but right now it doesn't look too promising. And 5 minutes later, I had to send another text out saying, hey, never mind, go to Rose Gold, it's going to happen. I'm under the impression that we're gonna make it to this venue, everything's going to be sorted, we're going to be good, play the night away, and then save what was left of it. But my life is never that easy. We make it to the venue and there's obviously a problem. At this point, it was like 2 a.m. There weren't too many people there. It was maybe like 10, 15 people waiting outside. It's not looking too good. The promoter's talking to the other promoters from Rose Gold, and pretty much they're not reaching a consensus on how to make this work. Long story short, the main obstacle in the way was that they needed $700, the people from the venue, to get the show going, all right? Keep in mind that they had a show already previously happening, and we're kind of interjecting and being like, hey, like, we're shit out of luck, can you help us out? There's a saying, beggars cannot be choosers. And at this point in time, we really didn't have any other option. We were trying to find a house party, we were trying to find another venue. This is the only viable option. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning. What else are we gonna do? Give the $700. Just do it, make it happen. Unfortunately, the promoters didn't have the $700 on them. I knew of a solution from the start, because your boy's always thinking, always has plans. But I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to use this plan that was simmering in my brain. So it's about 2:30. That crowd of 15 to 20 people turned into 30 to 40, and a couple minutes later turned into 50 to 60, and then by the time it's 2:45, we have people down the block. Now, mind you, at 2:30 it wasn't looking good. There was no $700 anywhere. We weren't sure how we're gonna get this money. It just seemed very dismal. People are coming up to me asking what's happening. I am so anxious at this point, guys, because I feel like shit. I tell people to come to this venue in hopes that it would work out, and then here we are with another obstacle. This is crazy, guys. Like, why can't this show just happen? Like, the first time it got scheduled in November, they changed it because they thought it was gonna compete with other dubstep shows, so they're like, no, we're gonna change it to December. They moved it to a new venue in December because the other venue originally booked wasn't available at that time. That venue gets closed down, so they switch it to another venue last minute, and then this owner of this venue kicks us out, and the fight erupts and everything like that, and here we are, in the middle of Brooklyn. It's almost 2:45, we have 100 kids there, around the block, everyone's asking, Milton, what are we doing? Milton, what are we doing? Milton, what are we doing? At one point in time, I just had to step away from everyone. I wasn't trying to be rude or anything, I just needed some space, some air, and I went around the corner, calmed myself down, started breathing. And I remember telling myself, well, looks like we're gonna have to fix this problem, Milton. So I grab my cojones, I walk around the corner, and I walk up to Chris Washington, who is someone that I've known for years. Back in the Webster time, we played a show together 2 summers ago. I told him straight up, I'm like, hey, my dude, I'm an independent conglomerate working for the people right there, and what do we need to do to make this show happen? And he's like, well, bro, pretty simple. All you guys need is $700 in the next 15 minutes, because it was 2:45, and the time slot we had was from 3 to 5 in the morning. So he's like, if you can get $700 within the next 15 minutes, brother, you get that stage. the fuck? Like, if you were to tell me that in any other situation, I would have been like, yeah, we're fucked. I've been doing this stuff for so long, guys, and I've been honing my skills, gaining the experience, and I remember looking him dead in the eye, and I told him, be right back. And something took over me. I don't know what it was, maybe the spirit of Graham Greene, but your boy went to the people. And mind you, I already knew this plan was going to happen. I was just trying to hope that someone else was going to do it. No one else did, so I decided, you know what? Let's take matters into our own hands and get this shit going. A couple minutes before that, I thought about it. I was like, I'm probably gonna do this soon. Before I walked around the corner, I went up to one of my homies and he's like, yo, Milton, what's happening? What are we doing? I'm like, I don't know. They need $700. Like, I said this purposely because I wanted him to follow up with this. And he was like, dude, I would literally throw down $10 right now to make this happen. And he's like, look at the people here. We could definitely get $700. And of course, I already knew this, but it couldn't come from me, you know? It needed to be seeded. Plant the seed into the people there. I literally told him, like, you know, just spread the word, let people know that this may happen. And 5 minutes later, I made a speech, told everyone, hey, I'm really sorry about tonight, even though none of it was my fault. I still took responsibility, and I told everyone that I cannot guarantee you getting back any of the ticket refund from the original show, but I can guarantee some sick ass fucking real Riddim if we can all come together and raise $700 in the next 15 minutes. What happened in the next 15 minutes was something straight out of a movie. People were taking out 10s, 20s, donating whatever they could. Halfway through, I think around like the 8-minute mark, I start counting the money with my homie Brella. I love you, man. Thank you for helping me out. Right when I finished counting the cash, I was dismayed. I was dismayed, guys. I was so sad because we only had $350. Only $350, and by the time we're done counting the money, we have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left, and then the thing that brings the most anxiety to my life in this whole situation is that people were giving me money. They were just giving it out of the kindness of their heart. And your boy, like, literally came up with this plan on the fly, didn't think about, hey, what if we never make it to $700? How are we going to get the money back to the people who donated it? I have never felt such coldness run through my body. It was just like, oh my god, goosebumps everywhere. I turned pale for a second. Normally, you know, Milton would freak the fuck out. He was like, oh my god, I gotta do this. But we literally had 5 minutes left. An option came to my head. The only option is to get the $350 in the next 5 minutes. That's the only option. And well, wow, guys, I'm very happy to tell you that within the next 5 minutes, we got the $350. Literally 2 minutes before we ran out of time, all my homies started showing up. Ed, Sean, all the homies, and they were like, what do we need to do? And they started like donating money, and by the time it was 3 a.m., we had $700. Yeah, so we made it happen. Let's get into the footage so you guys can see the litness that happened. Beautiful times. Don't forget to do that thing, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video, and we'll talk some more at the end, okay? CHIII! Here we are, take 2. Oh, hello. Yes, after a violent altercation with a man who suffers a lot from, seems like a lot of projection and insecurity on oneself. A lot of misogynistic things yelled at. People who didn't deserve it because he's just like a fucking prick. But anyways, we're out here. See how this one goes. Yeah, look at that. Okay. We got a line going. Bloody.
Everyone's fight! Screamer. Scream.
make my stomach spin inside the drum. Like we're watching, get your rest on. It's cause I'm up for every hour I was left. Tell me what you say, pull out and watch these motherfuckers flames. When you see me in the street, good music in this bitch, I drop that motherfucking beat. Turn it on.
That's how we do it again.
Yeah, my father stands out into the bars, get the sin. Yeah, the night is still young, so let the night begin, darling. I said, where's the BB? Fuck that. I don't want no thin. Yeah, we're gonna get to the morning.
Give it up for my Papa Shivers right now. And I got something special for you. This is my son, NUGG from Florida. I love you so much. We're gonna kill it right now. Get ready. I love you guys.
You ever just wanna fuck an anime bitch?
Boy, if it's nice, we play it.
You ever just wanna fuck an anime bitch?
So nice, I came twice. Come trick.
Welcome back.
Versa.
I love you so much. We made this happen tonight, guys. Remember that. Fuck yeah, we got 20 more minutes. I love you guys. Cheers. We did it.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I know, right? Pretty wholesome, pretty wild. Guys, when I started really putting in my energy back into Graham Greene 6 months ago, I was not in the right mind. I could have never have thought that I would be able to raise $700 in 15 minutes, but I was able to do that. And I have been able to do so many other things. I cannot take the credit for myself. There's so many people out there who helped me out, who believed in me. Every single person out there who donated, every person who helped me organize everything. You guys are truly angels. I really appreciate it. I want to give a special shout out to Renzo from Florida, who was trying to throw the show and it didn't work out. He tried everything in his power to make it work. It was not his fault. It was the venue owner's fault. So if we should blame anyone, blame that asshole. Blame him. That moment made me realize that I've made it to the point where I wanted to go. Yeah, when I started like really grinding like this past summer on Graham Greene, I just wanted to know that I could do anything I put my mind to. And I knew that I could do that. I was so distraught with life and all the things that just kept me down that I wasn't able to see that anymore. These past couple months have just been about me like really soul searching who I am, what importance do I have to this industry, and what can I do to push the culture forward. This night was a monumental moment for me, one of the best moments that's ever happened to me in my life, and I really need to thank every single one of you guys who stuck it out to the end and made some history. Because honestly guys, in a year, in 2, in 5, in 10, in 20 years, we're gonna talk about that night where everything was just shitted on and there was no hope at all for anything to happen. And then we came together as a community. The Northeast Coast Riddim community came together and we made something beautiful happen. And guys, it is truly an honor to be in this position of responsibility, that you guys trust me enough to lead you guys, to make this happen. And I guarantee you that in 2020, I am going to be using more of my responsibility to keep pushing the scene, to bring back the vibe to New York, because the vibe in New York is so strong. In Jersey too, in Philadelphia, the vibe in the East Coast is so genuinely real that I love it so much. I want to give a special shout out to my son NUGG, who came from Florida and was able to experience this night with me. I'm so glad that I made it happen, because you know, it was just so many nights were riding on my shoulder, right? It was just, you know, NUGG, who came to Florida to play with me. Jermaine, who came to New York to stay with me for a week. All these kids who traveled out, you know, from hours away to experience this. Shout out to my papa. I hope you had a memorable night here in New York. I really wanted to make this happen so that you could go back home and have another great story to tell. Oh man, thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the upcoming edits. Much love to the people at Rose Gold for letting us crash their party. Much love to the people at Heartbeats Presents for inviting us over and making this happen. Shout out Chris, Brella, all you people, everyone who's involved. Mega shout out to my homie Niall for doing footage for me and NUGG. Shout out to you guys, the GRAMFAM, the people who make this happen. Because at the end of the day, if it weren't for you guys, this wouldn't happen. Like, I could have done the same exact thing, but if you guys weren't there, then where would the money come from? Like, I don't know. At the end of the night, when we walked outside and everyone was just so happy, everyone was just giving each other hugs, and I remember this guy came up to me. He was doing this, the Riddim claw, yeah, the Riddim claw from that one meme that I made. I went up to him, I'm like, is that the Riddim claw? He's like, yeah, it's from the Graham Greene meme, you know that guy? And I'm like, yeah, I know Graham Greene. Thank you guys so much. I have so many more edits to come at you. I love you guys, and CHIII!
Graham Greene.